one of the most delightful company owners that I've had the privilege of getting to know and working together with is a couple in Japan, Seiji and Grace. About a year ago, we met to discuss what we might do together in the Philippines as the result of several business ideas and family members in the Philippines with connections to family in Japan. Throughout my time with different company owners, I've always gone through a similar formula. I try to get to know the people as friends with a view towards learning whether or not we will be compatible and able to accomplish things positively together. And then I look for a clear understanding of what the problem or solution or opportunity is that I might be able to help with. As an advisor to many different company owners, the work takes on very many different specifics. It really depends on what the company owner is looking to do with either their existing business or with a new business. In this case, and specifically in today's segment, I want to talk about one business that I helped Seiji and Grace start in the Philippines about a year ago, not quite. And the business is operational today in a place called Taytay, Rizal, which is about 1 hour from Manila, run by a wonderful man, Eric, and with help from family, friends, and others as is needed. But I want to speak a little bit about how we started that business, how you might want to consider the steps you might have to go through when you're starting a new business or an extension of your existing business somewhere else in the world. In this case, the owner is in Japan and the business is in the Philippines. Last year, I spent time each month going to the Philippines for this project, as well as looking for the beginning of other projects, a second business which we had planned to start this last April, but got delayed because of the flu and the way in which this flu is being handled around the world. So we're waiting for the right time to bring that forward. But we had time to begin a business called Sentakuya. Sentakuya is a Japanese word for laundry, for cleaning. And I'm using that word with each of the letters in that word to help give you some ideas of what I went through and what we went through last year in beginning this new business in the Philippines. So, Sentakuya, starting a new business in the Philippines. The S of Sentakuya begins the process of searching for the right location. We had to go through a process of visiting with brokers and property owners and people that we didn't know and people that we did know, and could not find the right location. And sometimes I think I've discovered, maybe you have as well, that you cannot rely on somebody else. You're going to have to go do it yourself. And so I basically started walking the streets. Eric had done the same, others had done the same, and we were having difficulty finding the right place, the right location to begin. And we hoped that once we had the right location in place and operational, it might be able to lead to additional franchises and so forth in the future if there were those that wanted to partner together with the owners. I finally found the right location in Taytay, which is where we wanted the first location to be. And it was on the second floor of a business building. And I believe to this day, and I think we all do together, that it became a great location. So searching for the right location for your new business, whether it's in your own country or whether it's in another country, is very important. E of Sentakuya, for me, has to do with engaging with the neighbors. This location happens to be in a building with other tenants, other business owners and operators, and other neighbors in the area, residential and commercial. And in those early days, after finding the location and beginning the process of lease agreements and so forth, I took it upon myself to visit with as many of the neighbors as possible to begin building rapport and a relationship with, and begin to understand how this business might fit in and serve the needs of the areas and thus become a good business. N is for new facelift. We took an existing building and together with wonderful, happen to be family members in the Tai area that are skilled at designing a facility and skilled at doing all the retrofitting and the construction and so forth, within 30 days put together a beautiful laundry business in Tai called Sentakuya. Whole new facelift, whole new looking place, increasing the value of the location, and hopefully something that the other tenants who have now become customers are proud to be tenants in the same building of. And together there's been a lot of work in just making sure that that place is good for customers to come not only to Sentakuya but to the other shops as well. T is for the time it took to gather all the permits and put the necessary parts together so that the business could begin once the grand opening took place, which was at the end of November last year. The next letter is A, and A stands for acquiring the right equipment. Whatever your business is, in this case laundry, what I did was I looked for the right owner of a business that was selling the equipment we would need. And together with the owners of Sentakuya from Japan, we decided on what we thought to be the best equipment, LG. I found a wonderful people that owned the #1 distributor actually in the world, which happens to be in the Philippines, for the LG equipment. And together we put together the right deal that allowed us to show each other, both sides, that we wanted to work together not just as a vendor and a customer, but as people that hopefully in time would grow together and grow business together, and it would be good for both sides. Remember, win-win is always best, and that applies to every business relationship that we have. The K is for keep moving forward. Many obstacles come along, from weather problems to business permitting problems, to equipment problems, to repair, to all kinds of delays. It's part of starting a new business. But my recommendation is for those that are going through this process alone or with help, that you keep moving forward, even when it sometimes feels like you want to give up, or you want to quit, or you want to delay when you really should take the next step forward. Keep moving forward. U is for understanding your customers. We had to go through a process of understanding what kind of customers could we expect in the Tai Rizal area, both on the residential home customers and those that might be in the commercial space that would have more bulk laundry needing care of. who was going to do it themselves, and who would want somebody from the team to go and pick up the laundry, do it, fold it, and deliver it back to the owner of those clothes. So understanding the customers, understanding pricing concerns, understanding the value of good customer service, all of those things were involved in the early pre-planning stages, even before Sentakuya opened there in Tai and became one of the beautiful businesses in that growing area. Why Sentakuya? Y is for yes, we can. I don't know the word no, N-O. At least that word N-O is only used by me when it absolutely is no, N-O. When there is absolutely no way of going forward. So I really do believe that yes, we can. What we agree to, what we decide to do together, each of us having a part to play, can move into a new business successfully together. The A, Sentakuya, A stands for adapt. Adapt. Adapt because most recently we've got this flu thing going on, which is a mixed bag of seasonal issues, other issues, and so forth. And of course, it's hurt all businesses. In fact, many businesses, unfortunately, have had to close their doors around the world. But like in history, all times of tragedy, all times of major problems, whether man-made or supernatural or by the ill advisement of government handling of situation, and maybe it can be a mixture of all of that, we have to be willing to adapt. We have to be willing to bide our time, maybe wait, maybe shift, maybe try something else, maybe focus in another area, and then come back and be stronger and ready to go when the time is right to push ahead. With Sentakuya, Eric there on the ground has done a wonderful job of weathering and going through the times of lockdown and the times of opening and the adjustment of rules and regulations and so forth, always focused on the service of the customers that wanted to work together with him and the team there at Sentakuya in Taytay, Rizal, Philippines. I'm glad to have had a little part as an advisor to the owners in starting this new business. And I've put this all down on our little trusty whiteboard so you can take a picture if you want. Do you want to? It's up to you. You don't have to, but here it is if you do. I'll hold it for just a minute because it's quite a bit. Maybe you can do a screenshot, or you can just message me if you want to talk about any parts of this. What I try to do with these advisory business tips, things that I've learned and experienced, is show you that all of this is very simple common sense that we take, and when we do it and apply it, good things happen. Thanks for sharing this time together. I'm going to continue with some other owners, with some other situations and other topics that come up. Hopefully they're helpful to you as we look forward to the day we can be together sharing the adventure of life, which is what I love the best. So, what are the 3 things we need to remember after these tips in starting a new business in the Philippines? We want to remember to live. Life is short, so live it. Grab it. Enjoy it. The good things, try not to put off. Say what you want to say that's good and helpful to somebody else. Laugh. Laugh heartily. Laugh as often as you can together with good people. Let those endorphins release. and love. Love is sometimes a feeling, and it is sometimes a choice, and it is sometimes emotional, and it is sometimes much more. But there's absolutely no reason why we can't love those people that come into our life to the best of our ability, so that maybe their pain is a little bit less, and maybe their joy, their excitement is a little bit more. See you soon. Bye-bye.